is Tracy, and I'm excited to talk to you about bloodborne pathogen cross-contamination. Follow along this video and let's talk about safety first. So in this video, I want to talk about bloodborne pathogen cross-contamination, and I'm going to start by putting some red ink all over my gauze, and this is going to simulate the bloodborne pathogens that get on your equipment when you're tattooing a client. Now, whether we can see it or not, it is there, and we have to be mindful of that. So on this tray, I also want to point out things that should never be on your tattoo tray when you're tattooing, and that includes my pigment bottles, my aftercare bottles, my cell phone. These are all items that can contaminate my tray with bacteria and viruses, but also can get cross-contaminated with the client's blood that you see here transferring from the gauze to my gloves. Now, as I work with setting up this tray incorrectly, keep in mind, I'm showing you that every time I touch these bottles, I am now contaminating them with the blood and serum that is on my skin from my client. That's why once I set up my client tray and start using my materials, I have to make sure that I am removing my gloves, washing my hands, adding pigment to my cup, and then washing my hands because I have potentially contaminated my hands, and putting my gloves back on. Now, again, in this example, I want to show you that I have red blood and bacteria on my gloves, and now I've picked up my phone, I've taken some photos of the client, and you should be able to see some silver glitter that is on my gloves, simulating the bacteria and viruses that have now transferred from my phone to my gloves, and now back onto the equipment that I'm using to tattoo my client. Again, if I need to use any ink soap, if I need to use any products to refill during the procedure, these are all now contaminated and must be disposed of in between clients, because otherwise there is the potential that I'm contaminating other clients with bloodborne pathogens and bacteria and viruses. Now again, even if we can't see the bloodborne pathogens on our equipment, they are there as we're working, and they are transferring from our gloves and our client to the products that are on our tray. That's why everything that is on our tattoo tray must be disposable, must be wrapped properly, or thrown away at the end of the procedure. In this example, again, as I am reapplying things to my tray like numbing, I'm contaminating unless I remove my gloves and stop the procedure to make sure that I am applying only clean items to my tray with clean hands. If you have any questions about proper tattoo tray setup, please reach out to me.